Deadlines are the biggest thing that procrastinators are told about. Oh, it's just a problem with your time management. You don't know how to use time effectively. Or even worse, straight up calling you lazy. But we all know that that's not the case. You're not lazy and you're not bad with time. The actual problem is how you're using deadlines. I've been using deadlines for a long while now, and how most people think that you should do it is actually wrong, because there's two major problems that arise from it. Either you set it too short and you get overwhelmed so you don't even do anything, or you set it for way too long and you end up with the same problem that you're still procrastinating. The thing is, deadlines are honestly great for procrastination. They're making you more likely to do something. You won't forget it, so it's on your mind more. And you also experience short-term stress. Now, I know that sounds bad, but really, short-term stress is felt when you're working out or you're running. It's stress that the moment you actually finish the task, it goes away. It helps you finish the task and it gets you pumped up. It's all that adrenaline in your body getting you to finish this one thing. But you already know how effective deadlines are, but yet you might have tried to use them before and they just didn't work. One of those two problems that I mentioned earlier happened. And so to counteract those problems, to get the exact Goldilocks spot in the middle, to get it absolutely correct, you want to set it at your level. This means that even if you feel like you're going a bit easy on yourself, you'd rather go too easy on yourself than too hard on yourself. We've all had those times where you're given an impossibly short deadline. Think about how you have to write a 2,000 word essay in a day. Yeah, you can do it, but are you really gonna make it high quality, or are you even gonna start? That short of a deadline isn't acceptable for quality or even just getting it done. But if we set it at our level, we give ourselves the time that we need. So we still have to push a little bit, right? It's not too easy, but at the same time, it's not too difficult. Think of maybe that 2,000 word essay takes a week to do instead. But the second problem also comes up when we try to ease around the edges is procrastination, right? The whole point of this exercise of setting deadlines is to avoid procrastination. But if you set out for way too long, then you don't have any incentive to actually work on it now, right? Imagine you have a work task to do, but you have a month to do it. And even if it's a huge work task that actually takes that amount of time, you know, all of those times or people who set it up until the very last minute. You're given a whole college semester to write your thesis, but then people do it in the last week. The problem here is what it's called Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law states that the amount of time you're given to do something is the amount of time it will take to do something. If you're given a month to go ahead and do that one challenge you've always wanted to, then it's going to take a month for you to do it. If you give yourself a week to write an essay, you'll write it in a week. Picture two people. Jeff has an essay to write, but he's going to wait until the last minute. He's going to give himself a month to write it. While person B, exact same essay, exact same teacher, exact same class. But instead, he sets a deadline for himself for a week. That's pretty reasonable, right? Not too short, but he's actually going to feel incentivized to work right now. That week passes. Jeff hasn't even started while Brett finished it, right? In a week. And now that sounds like a small little change, but Brett is 4 times more productive than Jeff. And all of that just because he set a deadline, a simple deadline for himself. You can get so much more done by setting deadlines, and you actually feel incentivized to do something. The biggest reason why people procrastinate is because they don't want to do something. But this is doing exactly both of those things. You're getting stuff done and you actually want to do it. Go ahead and set a deadline. Not too short, but not too long.